Hello, guys, and welcome to Stream It. Oh,
Connor, what are you doing?
I'm doing a slow motion voice.
Why?
Because on this week's show, we're hearing from YouTube legends, the slow-mo guys, about their brand new kids show.
Okay, you can stop that now.
On Sky. Yeah, well, do you reckon I could fit in?
Yeah, I guess you could.
Well, it's great because I'd never actually been in a time machine before.
That's pretty cool.
You know, it's quite nice to have access to a time machine and be able to go back in time to these interesting periods.
Quite difficult to control the time machine because all it has is a handbrake. And you'd think it would have more controls than that.
We're also going to be hearing from Adichie, who is reviewing his favourite film for us.
Because if you don't, then you'll be missing out.
Yeah, and as always, we've got our top 5 picks on what you need to be watching this week.
Plus, news of Disney's exciting new announcements.
Oh yeah, this is Fun Kids Stream It. Strap in.
Okay, so we're going to start this week's episode with a bit of exciting film and TV news for you.
Yeah, so over the last few days, Disney held an expo called D23 in which they announced loads of brand new films and TV shows for us to enjoy. It was exciting.
Now, basically, an expo is a large presentation, and this one is obviously called D23 because the D stands for Disney and the 23 stands for 1923, which is actually the year Disney was founded.
Yeah, ages and ages and ages ago. And when I say they announced loads, I mean they announced loads. Here's a full rundown for you.
Oh, I'm ready. Go for it, Connor.
So Hocus Pocus 2, Disenchanted, that's the Enchanted sequel. So Peter Pan and Wendy, Haunted Mansion, Mufasa 2, The Lion King, a brand new live-action Snow White and a live-action version of The Little Mermaid.
Oh my goodness, that's exhausting. But that's actually not all, Connor. Can you believe it? They've actually announced some animated projects as well.
What have we got?
We've got Elemental, Win or Lose, ELO, Inside Out 2, which I'm very excited about, Zootopia Plus, Iwanju, Strange World, and Wish as well.
Wow, well, what are you most excited about out of all of those?
1000% Inside Out 2. I love Inside Out. I think it's such a smart film and I love watching it. I could watch it every single day. So to have a second one, I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, Inside Out 2, super excited. I'm also really excited about the live action ones because whenever there's a live action in Disney, there's always loads of celebrities that appear in it.
Yes, that's so true, actually. I wonder who's going to be playing Mufasa.
Oh, Mufasa. I think Jack Black would make a good Mufasa.
Oh my gosh, he would make a very good Mufasa. You should be in casting, Connor.
Yeah, well, hopefully one day I'll be in Disney casting.
Well, we're going to be giving you all the details of all those releases, when they're available for you to watch, and we cannot wait.
Right, whilst I was up in space looking for Lightyear last week, you managed to do a pretty cool interview, didn't you, Robyn?
Yeah, you missed out, Connor. It was so much fun.
Yeah, I was super jealous. Who did you catch up with?
So I actually caught up with the slow-mo guys, and yes, they actually just do speak normally, Connor. But you may actually recognise them from YouTube. Now, they have over 14 million subscribers. That's 14 million, a lot of subscribers.
Whoa. Hold on. You actually mean 14 million subscribers.
I mean, if I was guessing, I would say they wouldn't have 14 million if they spoke like that all the time. That's for sure.
Fair point.
So basically, they make these amazing videos and they break down scenarios in slow motion, exactly like Connor's done. And they're honestly so addictive. So if you see something very ordinary, like perhaps dropping a coin into a glass of water, when you see it in slow-mo, oh my gosh, it is so, so cool. Now, I actually had a little chat with them because they've got a brand new show available on Sky Kids called The Slow-Mo Guys Big Adventures. Now, in this series, the Slow-Mo Guys, who are Gav and Dan, they basically set out to uncover mysteries from the past and they recreate some of the history's most explosive moments. So take a little listen. I'm a little bit obsessed with slow-mo videos as a general rule, so I am very intrigued to know how you even got started as the slow-mo guys. How did the YouTube channel come about, and how did that all happen?
It sort of happened around the time of the recession in sort of 2008, 9. It was where I was working in the film industry as a high-speed camera operator. And as we got slightly less busy during that period, the guy that owned the cameras just let me start messing around with them more when we weren't on jobs. And that allowed me to sort of learn more on my own outside of work. And it also helped, it allowed me to make very goofy videos with my friends. And we just started making funny little slow-mo videos on the side. And then eventually it seemed like there was a big gap on YouTube for slow motion content. So it seemed like the perfect show to start around that time. And we started in 2010.
Yeah, we've been sort of messing around filming videos, just normal, regular videos for a few years. You know, we've been friends and done our own little messing around videos and things like that. And then obviously the slow-mo cameras sort of changed it a little bit. And then, yeah, we started doing it on YouTube pretty much.
It's pretty cool, isn't it? And I also think as well, it's really nice when something's kind of born out of just being excited about something and just trying it.
Yeah, I've always really loved slow motion. I remember on my, not that any of the listeners will remember VHS, I assume, but you could, there was a little jog wheel on my tape player so I could actually watch stuff frame by frame. So I used to do that in films. Like if there was an explosion, I would like advance it by single frames to see more detail. And I thought, oh wow! And anytime there was slow motion in a film, I'd be really interested. So it's always been up my alley, and I can't really explain why. I just always loved seeing stuff in a way that you can't see with your own eyes.
Very cool. Oh, go for it.
Whenever I watched a film or anything, I would just watch the film and enjoy it as a film.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get anything past Gav because he will watch a film like frame by frame, and he's one of those people that will spot, hang on a second, look at this, look at that. And I'm just like oblivious watching the film or enjoying the show, you know?
I love that. He's become one of them. Like, did you see what just happened there?
Yeah.
Are you a continuity spotter, Gav?
I'm not really as fussed as continuity, but I will be like, oh, look at that wire. Or like, oh, that shot was backwards. And then like anytime they're trying to get something by us, I'm always on the lookout for it.
Doesn't get by you. I love it.
I'm not very critical over like eye lines and continuity because that's quite difficult stuff when you've got 20 people in a scene and all that.
Yeah, I can imagine. And it's going to be difficult as well for me to explain to the listener what a VHS is, but I'll do my best later on.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I will. Now, of course, you guys are bringing it from YouTube to TV, and that's exactly why you're here today. You've got the Slow-Mo Guys, Big Adventures. What can we expect?
Well, big in the title, I think is important. We've got access to a budget now. Our normal YouTube videos we try and keep them relatively cheap to make just because, you know, we're paying for them to be made. So we don't really want to spend hundreds or thousands of pounds on a video idea. But with a bit of TV money, we can achieve things that we could never achieve online, which is really nice, like massive explosions or big weapons and cannons. And I think at one point we tried to move a cloud, which was quite fun.
Yeah, we had access to, you know, a massive trebuchet that we wouldn't have in the back garden when we're filming videos for YouTube. You know, people build these massive contraptions, and it allowed us to take advantage of that and really sort of explore things that we couldn't explore ourselves.
That is so cool. And has there been one episode that you filmed that you thought that's my favourite slow-mo that I've ever done?
I think my favourite slow-mo itself was probably the hail cannon, which I think was on the explosions episode, because it was just, I had no idea that it would work like that, and the way it just looks spectacular. But one of the most fun things we filmed was probably the sieges episode with the trebuchet, just because it was so kind of out of context and out of this world kind of contraption that I never thought I'd see or have access to. And it just happens to be down the road from where I live, like 15 minutes away, and you wouldn't know.
So casual.
Yeah.
What about you, Gavin? Has there been an episode that's kind of stood out to you? I bet, like you were saying there, Dan, I bet you guys have an idea of what you think is going to happen, and then something completely different can happen when you're watching.
Yeah, I think it's always interesting when something looks slightly differently in slow-mo than how you're expecting it. For example, the trebuchet at the beginning, we had a big like flaming ball. It was firing a big on-fire projectile. Mm-hmm. And I sort of had an idea of how it would look in my head in slow-mo. But when we were watching it back, it actually looked like a a meteor like entering the atmosphere. It was really epic looking, even though it was so small. You could sort of imagine it on a much larger scale, just because when you slow something down, it makes the thing seem quite big, because if you're not quite sure it's in slow-mo. So that was really cool. And like Dan said, the hail cannon fired these really bizarre sort of smoke rings across a field, and just really unexpected. We were staring at this massive cannon, just wondering what was going to come out of it. And when we did it in real time, it was just more of it was like a big puff, but in slow-mo, it just looked completely epic. Just really unexpected.
Yeah, it allows you to see way more than you could possibly see with your own eyes. Another thing I really liked was we did an experiment called Elephant's Toothpaste we did it in my first ever car. So found the same car as my first ever car, and did this huge experiment where loads of foam is created in this massive reaction, and it just filled my car and exploded everywhere with this huge foam ball. It was really cool. And
I think we were expecting it, weren't we, to be sort of quite a slow reaction, sort of slowly filling up the car with foam, but it had such an immense chemical reaction and built up so much pressure that it blasted out of the sunroof and the windows and the headlights even. It just fired from every orifice of this car. And it was amazing.
Our Fun Kids listeners are going to love that, because we have our Science Weekly podcast and they know all about elephant toothpaste. So they're going to be very excited to hear that you've done it on an even bigger scale, because even just a normal one is pretty epic. So very excited to see that.
Yeah, I don't recommend they do it in their parents' cars anyway.
Absolutely not. Do not try these at home. Cannot be done. Now, there is an element of history in this series. Is that right? It's kind of like weaving in some history from back when.
Well, it's great because I'd never actually been in a time machine before.
That's pretty cool.
You know, it's quite nice to have access to a time machine and be able to go back in time to these interesting periods.
Quite difficult to control the time machine because all it has is a handbrake, and you think it would have more controls than that.
Yeah, I love it. Maybe it's because they made it so long ago, you know? It's not got all the high tech that we have these days.
And the show has a bunch of really cool and informative and funny animations that were all written by Terry Deary from Horrible Histories. So that was a really cool collab, a very unexpected collaboration. Bit of a childhood flashback there.
I really like it too. I especially like the animations because they kind of put a grounding to the episode and give you a bit of context and a bit of background history. And it's always really interesting facts and things. And then we kind of expand on the facts and show you the reality of the facts with our slow motion cameras and do experiments related to it. And it like really kind of brings it alive, which I liked about it.
That's so cool. And if you could go back in time, do you think, to any period in history, what would you go back to and why, do you think?
I think, but is there rules to this? Can I come back?
Never rules here at Fun Kids. Imagination goes wild.
Okay, I think I would go back to the time of the dinosaurs, when they were the extinction event of the dinosaurs, because I would get to see the dinosaurs, see them in their natural habitat, and also see a massive meteor come into Earth and experience that event. I think throughout history that might be one of the most intense things you could possibly see.
So you want to go back in time and witness just death and carnage?
Well, it's not that. It's I want to see the dinosaurs alive, okay. And I want to know exactly what happened and how it happened and what things were actually like. Because that period of time, people don't really know. You know, they guess, and the information changes all the time. You know, skeletons are dug up and new evidence comes to light. Technology gets better, and we find out more information constantly. It'd be nice to just know exactly what it was like, how it happened. Did dinosaurs have feathers? Did they make loads of noise? You know, what were they really like? But also you get the bonus of seeing a huge meteor come crashing to Earth and experience something like that. You know, it's incredible, mind-blowing, I'm sure. You're
pretty brave, Dan. I like it. I like your style for sure.
Well, you said there was no rules.
There's no rules. There's never any rules at all. What do you think you'd go back to, Gavin?
I'd probably go back to a time right before humans started building stuff all over the place. And I would set up a bunch of time-lapse cameras and just watch civilization slowly build. Maybe take one picture a year, and then I'd be able to retrieve, because obviously there's no rules, I'd be able to retrieve this camera in the present somehow and look at all of, like, look at Manhattan get built, all that, all sped up. I know it's kind of the opposite of slow-mo. I'm kind of doing the complete opposite there, but I feel like time-lapse is also quite cool.
I was going to say, you're very off-brand there, Gavin, very off-brand.
Yeah.
No, guys.
Once a cameraman, always a cameraman. I love it.
Would you go to the time of the pyramids and see the pyramids being built in time lapse? That'd be pretty cool.
That would be cool.
That'd be pretty insane. Maybe Stonehenge. See what went on there.
Yes,
Yeah,
very
I just
cool.
want to record stuff.
But this one might be useful for you then, because if you could go and film an episode with a famous person from history, who do you think it'd be?
I reckon Isaac Newton. I'd get the slow-mo of the apple bonking on his head and then the idea forming in his mind.
Would you be disappointed if the apple missed his head and he just told everyone and then it's just a big lie?
Yeah, that would be disappointing, but it's a risk I'm willing to take.
I feel like it'd be fascinating to meet him anyway, you know? He'd be like, yeah, this is what everyone thinks has happened, but actually.
It's either that or Da Vinci, I think.
Oh, Da Vinci's a good one.
Probably the best shout, though. The guy's got everything, you know? Invented all these different things, all these different contraptions, way ahead of his time. I think I'd like to go and film something with Da Vinci.
Yeah,
I'd
along
love
those
to
lines,
see
I'd
you
probably-
to film something with Da Vinci for sure.
I'd probably go Nikola Tesla because he sort of had a Da Vinci mind, didn't he? And he could probably come up with some, like he made that little machine that could shake an entire building. That looked pretty cool.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, we have something here on Stream It that we call the 30-second challenge. And we wondered if you guys would like to play along with us. You basically have 30 seconds to name as many famous people from history as you can. Are you up for it?
Goodness. Oh, no. That's such a hard challenge because I'll blank after like 4, even though I know literally hundreds, I'm sure.
When does history end? Are we talking like...
Can we go Ugg the Caveman? Because there's probably an Ugg the Caveman.
Yeah, go for it. No rules.
Is this a team effort?
Yeah, go for it. I think so.
All right.
You're the dream
First
team.
name and last name, or just first name, or what?
First name, unless last name, you know, we can't take a Tom, you know?
Brilliant. I'm sure there was a famous Tom.
Tom, Steve, Dave.
Yeah. But unless the last name doesn't, you know, you don't need it, then we're good. Are you ready?
Yeah, we've already got 3 in the bank, so that's good.
This is good. Okay, so you have 30 seconds to name as many people from history as you can. Off you go.
Right, Da Vinci, Einstein, Newton, Shakespeare, Marie Curie, and Tesla. Go, Gav.
What was it? What did you just... Vlad the Impaler. Genghis Khan. Dalai Lama. Oh, there's still a Dalai Lama, I guess. Adolf Hitler.
Did I say Gandhi?
No, he didn't. 4, 3.
Napoleon. Henry VIII.
Henry the Seventh, Henry the Sixth, Henry the Fifth.
Oh, Henry the First, Second, Third, Fourth, Fifth, Sixth, Seventh, and Eighth. Damn it! Why didn't we do that? Such a good idea. Louis 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
We could have set a record there.
Score. What?
I'm actually very impressed, you know. I think I gave you too long thinking time. I think I took too long to get my timer up because you guys did so good on that.
I had like 6 in the bank and then I was spent.
Well done indeed. You got 15. Paul's just told me in my ear. So thank you so much.
Count the Louis 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10s.
After the buzzer, we're not having it.
Look, you got to play by the rules. I appreciate it. I respect it.
That's it. Respect the game. Honestly, thank you so much for joining us. And we can't wait to see your new TV show. And I know our Fun Kids listeners are going to love it as much as I do. I love all your slow-mo videos. So thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having us on. Thanks for watching our videos.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so jealous I missed out on that interview, Robyn. They sound like such good lads.
They were. And you know what, Connor? I was so impressed with the 30-second challenge. Like, what? They were so good.
Yeah, I think they made me and you look terrible.
Yeah, they did. And they were naming people from history. That's way harder than Disney princesses.
I know, actually naming real life people from history, I'd probably get like 1 or 2.
Yeah, me too. Still to come on Stream It, we're going to hear Aditya's review and our top 5 picks of things that you need to be watching this week.
Yeah, but first, last week, Robyn recommended Tad, the Lost Explorer and the Curse of the Mummy for you to go and see in cinemas. Well, I've had a chat with Tad and the gang and they've sent me this exclusive clip of the movie for you to check out. Take a listen.
Who dares to call me scrawny?
Sorry, I didn't mean it.
I shall devour your soul if you do not get kissed.
Kiss? What? How do you know my name?
Oh, gotcha! You should have seen your face!
What are you doing here?
I came back from Paititi for adventures with my bestie, not to stay home looking after Jeff.
You brought Jeff?
Of course. No way I was leaving him at home with Belzoni.
Oh, okay, fine. You can stay. But don't touch anything. Okay, let's see. This is perfect for my hieroglyph translator app.
Oh, poor thing. So trapped in there. I know just how you feel, bro.
Okay, so this is either a recipe for a cake or a threat of a curse? Mommy, let's not touch anything, just in case.
I'm sorry, you were saying?
What have you done?
See, I told you it was a good recommendation, Connor.
Great recommendation. It sounds good too. That's got to be a must-see.
It absolutely is. And talking to must-see, should we do the look forward?
Yeah, let's get on with it.
So this is where we tell you our top 5 picks of what you need to be watching this week.
The look forward. Hilda and the Mountain King, that's available on Netflix. So, question for you, what would you do if you woke up in the body of a troll? Well, that's what happens to Hilda in this awesome movie available to watch on Netflix right now.
Hey you, what if you fell into a black hole? Well, in Hey You, What If, the big question gets answered. There's 2 seasons available to watch right now on iPlayer.
Teen Titans Go! That is available right now on Cartoon Network. So to mark Batman Day on Saturday the 17th of September, Cartoon Network is dedicating a weekend to Teen Titans Go. So with episodes featuring Batman and Robyn, special episodes Teen Titans vs Batman, Dark Justice, and Teen Titans Go, Justice League's Next Top Talent Idol star, will also be airing across the weekend.
The Boss Baby back in business. This is on Boomerang. And the Boss Baby is back for a brand new episode as he struggles with running a business whilst being an actual baby. Not that easy, I'm pretty sure. Now you can catch all the new episodes every day at 4 p.m. and that's on Boomerang.
The slow-mo. Guys, Big Adventures! We've had them on the show and we're so excited for this, okay? We really are. Expect loads of nonsense and fun in this awesome series. You can watch every episode on demand on Sky Kids.
Okay, let's get on to the kids' review. And today, Aditya is going to be telling us about his favourite film.
Hotel Transylvania is a really good film because Count Dracula is the best cat and he made a hotel and you can learn so much more about monsters. Then you must watch it because if you don't, then you'll be missing out.
Hotel Transylvania!
What's happening here?
Connor?
What happened there?
You're not the only one that can do cool voices. And of course, Hotel Transylvania, it's all about the zombies.
Yeah, I know. I'm actually a really big fan of Hotel Transylvania. Do you know what as well? It's one of those films that you forget about. You know, it's not a massive film that you go to loads. But then when you watch it, you're like, I need to watch this again. It's so great.
Yeah, it's so much fun. And thank you so much for your review. I loved hearing what you thought of it as well. And of course, if you want to hear yourself on the podcast and become the star of the show, all you've got to do is head on over to funkidslive.com/stream it, click that big red button and record that review.
Yeah, and that's all we've got time for this week. A busy week this week too. So if you enjoyed the episode, then don't forget to subscribe, follow, rate us 5 stars. We think we deserve it, all that good stuff. Tell a friend to come listen to, and we'd love to have them on board.
And next week, we're going to be joined by Lauren Patel, who is the star of a brand new Aardman animated series. Can't wait to see you there.
Bye.
Bye.